Tonight is the premiere for my film Black Dog, and I am so excited. Everyone I know is here.
Oh, look who it is!
When I was little, I really wanted to be involved with the film industry, but every time I thought of a director, I thought of Peter Jackson, and I thought, oh my God, I don't want to spend all my life just covered in this big beard and quite, you know, like this manliness, because every time I thought of a director, I thought of a man. I just want to be myself, you know?
I can't explain what's wrong with me, but I can show you.
Gotta be here somewhere.
When I was about 7, I wrote a story about Charlie the dog. It was like a booklet, and I did like a couple of versions of the cover.
I remember the dog actually thought it was a cat and was surprised when other people said, "You're not a cat, you're a dog."
Yeah, it was just trying to find its place, I guess. Found it.
Yay! Awesome! Once upon a time, there was a very unusual-looking dog, which kind of looked like a cat. Most likely, you would think people would tease him. If you think you're wrong, you're not. And being quite right, they teased him a lot. And his name was Charlie. Aww.
Even though I didn't really understand what I was writing about at the time, I kind of looked back at it and realised that Charlie the dog who looked like a cat was actually me. I remember from a very, very young age, I always felt like I was not in the right body, ever since I had conscious thoughts. For the past 4 years, I've been making videos about my life and documenting my transition and putting them up on YouTube. Hi guys, CJ here. Today I'm going to be talking about something really important, and it means a lot to me. Let's just say it's like a pretty big thing. And obviously you can see by the title of this video that I am transgender. When I was younger, I used to look in the mirror a lot. I would look for so long and just hate everything I saw looking back at me, and just thought, out of the 7 billion people in the world, why me? Why was I the only one born like this, born in the wrong body?
What makes people transgender? I don't think that we know any more than we know why I was born left-handed and why my sister was born right-handed. I think what we do appreciate now, though, is that your gender identity seems to be decided before you're born, so that your journey in life is fundamentally decided before birth. Gender identity seems to be something that's a biological thing, so perhaps it's affected by genetics or hormones, rather than something that happens after we're born. And so we don't think that parenting styles or society pressure is determining what your gender identity is.
I've always thought I was a girl, but people around me always tried to tell me I was a boy. And even my body tried to tell me, and what was on the outside never reflected what I felt on the inside.
Now, what's his name, Caroline?
His name, Caroline.
Te Awarangi.
Te Awarangi.
Who's his father?
Just say the fellow on your right.
My full name is Te Awarangi, but when I was little, a lot of people could not say Te Awarangi.
Happy birthday, Te Awarangi.
So they called me CJ, which was a mix between Clive Jr. and Caroline Joan, both my parents. When I started actually transitioning, my parents decided to actually call me Awa because it sounded a little bit more feminine. When did you guys realise that I wasn't happy in my own skin?
Well, I guess I knew from when you were really, really little, and you used to say to me, "Mummy, I've got a girl's heart, but a boy's body."
I remember saying that.
You're only about 3 or 4, so I've always known.
What about you, Dad?
I think I was in denial, unconsciously in denial. Often we would go to the kohanga and often we'd see you wearing a dress and they would say, "Oh, it was playtime today," and there was a bit more acceptance from me because there were other young boys that were also in dresses. Oh, yeah, maybe it's just all fun and games. I thought it was a phase.
Coming out wasn't really my choice. A friend hacked into my Facebook page and, pretending to be me, wrote a status saying, "I'm transgender." I didn't know about it. People kept on coming up to me saying, "Congratulations." I was thinking, for what? I wasn't ready to come out, and someone had taken that away from me. Mum said that a switch just flipped, and she was thinking, this is either going to make you or break you. At least I didn't have to hide anymore.
Awa! Wherever we went, people always thought that Awa was our daughter.
Pardon? Can you see my skirt?
What's that? After a while, I just said, "Oh, yeah." I didn't correct them, but you always used to correct them.
I remember the day I had to try on and buy a school uniform just before Year 9 started. And obviously I had to get a boys' school uniform. Me and Dad, we walked into the uniform shop at school. We walked up to the counter and the lady said, "Alrighty, what size skirt do you reckon you'll be, hun?" And my dad's like, "He's a boy."
So you guys going to be late for school again today? I thought that was it. We're supporting you. I wasn't prepared for the other things in our lives that also had to transition. My acceptance had to include that you wanted to wear a dress to the school. Hurry up, Awa.
Yes. In Year 10, after wearing a boy's uniform, I asked if I could wear a girl's uniform.
See ya.
Love you.
Love you too.
Coming to school like a girl, and that was one of the most scariest moments of my life.
There wasn't a formal process, it just kind of in the end was a natural process. Mum, Caroline, as the teacher at the school, and I remember Awa as a little boy coming along with Mum. I guess it was a point of everybody knows anyway, what difference does it make?
It was really nerve-wracking. I was scared what people were going to think, and I walked in, but I felt so myself. I felt finally just me, and my friends were so good about it. Everyone in school, I was so scared I was going to be bullied, but they were actually really good. They were like, "How are you doing? You know, you're doing okay, right?" Lately, there's been a lot of talk about who goes in which toilet, etc., etc.
When Awa was first transitioning, I guess my response to that was I understand the issues and I'm not sure how people would react if you were using the girls' toilets instead of the boys' toilets. So at the moment, a simple solution to it is to give you a key for the staff toilets.
But recently, I've just been going in the girls' toilets because what's really wrong with that?
The way that Awa started using the girls' facilities was really quite interesting because it was the girls who invited Awa in. It all sort of disappeared as an issue nicely without it being an issue.
So I want the gender reassignment surgery because It's literally what will just make me be me. And it's not just about like the way I look, it's deeper than that. It's a difference between actually wanting to be here or not. Do I want to live my life authentic, or do I just want to be trapped in a body all my life that I absolutely despise? I'm on a journey to just becoming just my idea of a woman. The treatment I'm on is pretty easy to explain. I take a pill a day to keep me looking like a girl.
How are you?
I'm good, babe.
Okay, take up your position, you know what to do, eh?
And I take one injection like every 3 months to stop me from looking like a guy. 3 months?
3 months.
For a long time, I was researching hormones and how they work, and I really wanted to get on them and as soon as possible because I didn't want to go through puberty. When I was 14, I went to the doctor. I was scared, but I was also desperate. So I made an appointment without my parents.
I could see the next patient on my screen was Awa. I've known Awa since she was born. I opened the door and here was a stunning sort of 14-year-old girl, and I really had to think, goodness, is this Awa?
Sitting in her office, I actually felt like I was going to throw up, but I knew it's what I had to do if I wanted to actually be who I wanted to be.
I thought, because I'd been expecting that something would happen at some time because she wasn't the routine, average, run-of-the-mill small boy that comes to see me.
I don't know what I would have done if I had gone to a doctor that was completely against that, because, you know, I'd be doomed. Probably. But it turns out you can't get medication that young without telling your parents. So I had to talk to my parents about it first. I remember I told you that I wanted to go on blockers and hormones.
And Mum came and saw me and said, Awa has self-referred to the doctor and Dr. Ruth Brown would like to talk to us both about you. Your mum said to me, there's some things you need to be aware of about Te Awarangi. I said, well, just tell me. And she said, Te Awarangi doesn't feel right in his body and wants to become a girl. And I thought for a second, well, how do I feel about that? There was one side of me that was saying, yes, it's happening, you should support it, regardless. And there was another part of me saying, well, isn't it just a phase? I want to try and convince you that once this happens, there's no turning back.
Before I started taking medication, I had to talk to a counsellor, a child psychologist, and an endocrinologist. I hated feeling like I had to prove that I wasn't insane. I have known for so long who I was, and now I had to kind of convince the whole world.
I remember walking into the nurse's room and seeing Awa for the first time, and I saw this really uncomfortable, sort of awkward boy. I first assumed that I maybe had a young gay man that wanted some support. I think it was a really difficult place for her when she started the sessions. She didn't really see much hope. She didn't really know where to go from there. The pathway wasn't clearly, there was no pathway really.
I was kind of in denial, and I knew that other people wouldn't accept what I wanted, so why would I accept myself? I truly felt like I was just a perversion of nature.
And she was really nervous about what was emerging, which was the sense that she really wanted to live her authentic self.
He just reassured me that everything would be okay and everything I'm feeling in that moment isn't permanent. He really helped me.
You transformed from a really gangly, awkward, unhappy boy to a really, really self-assured, confident girl.
Never thought of myself as a boy.
No, no.
All my brothers live in Okato, which is a little town outside of New Plymouth. They're all a bit older than me with a different dad. But we grew up together and they were always surfing and skateboarding, fighting. They were just real boys, I guess. And they always used to tease me for being a girly little long-haired thing, because they kind of wanted me to be a macho man like them. My brothers are so shy, so at first they didn't really want to be in this documentary, but we're going up there because we've never really talked about what happened when I was growing up.
Many times at the dinner table, we had that discussion that Awa acted like a girl, looked like a girl, had long hair, and that went on for quite a long time, and I was always going, shh, 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 shh. I guess there was a time that we realised that it was getting to Awa. I remember saying, why would anyone choose this? You know, why would you ever think that this would be anyone's choice to be different? You were just born this way. And why would we ever want to change Awa from the way she was? She had so many wonderful personality traits, as loving and kind and clever and all that kind of stuff. And actually, out there in the world, it was probably going to be tough. We knew it probably would be tough. So therefore, if it was tough out in the world and also tough when you come home, where's your sanctuary, where's your peace and where's your acceptance? I think even at times I was admitted that without family support, she does not know how people get through the same thing that she's got through.
I think a bulk of that should go to you, Mum. We all grew up as well. Once we started having a good think about it, we were like, hang on a second, this isn't really our choice at all.
Yeah, the most important thing's that I was happy.
We always knew that Awa was different, but our biggest concern as brothers was just the bullying at school, seeing how cruel kids could be. More of a protective brother thing.
From a certain point, you kind of stopped saying things like, cut your hair, why is your hair so long, stop listening to that music, what the hell is this movie?
Why are you talking like a girl?
Why are you talking like a baby?
What a voice.
I'm embarrassed of being that person, No. Being like that.
I think having my own child as well has made me realise that whatever she wants to do or be is completely up to her, and I would do the same. I'd support any decisions that she had to make as well. So I think that's made me realise.
At home, I feel really supported. At school, I feel supported by my friends. But in the real world, I feel like a bomb could go off at any second. I was at a party. I didn't really want to be there, I was just outside breathing in the fresh air, and a guy walks out of the shadows and he just approached me and he just kissed me. And then I just walked away saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't do this, and just kind of ran back into the house. And
How were you feeling at that point?
just like I'd betrayed someone. Well, I didn't tell him that I wasn't like every other girl. Well, I do feel like a girl, but not everyone sees me that way. Something as simple as a kiss, like I just can't do that. Like, whatever I say, I have to watch out. Whatever I do, I just have to be careful, way more careful than most people. My friend grabbed me and took me into the bathroom and said, what did you do? What did you do? And the guy had started smashing walls and...
Why do you think he was reacting so aggressively?
He was probably disgusted, probably. I'm guessing. I can only guess.
Disgusted?
Now, after that, I just expect the worst. I feel like anyone who's gonna find out about me is just gonna smash walls or something. Sometimes I just feel like who's ever gonna love me? Stand by and action. My passion is filmmaking. A couple of months ago, I won a film competition, and the prize was to remake the film with professional film equipment. And you're okay? Black Dog is about depression, which is something I know quite a lot about.
This is how I feel.
The message of the film is actually just to let people know that it's okay, just to not be okay, just open up. Cut. That was really good. I really felt that. The films that I made when I was younger had a lot of subtext, and I was kind of oblivious of how that connected to my real life. I did a scene about me coming home, and I just needed to transition into a vampire, and I walk up to a mirror and I say, I don't feel myself. What is wrong with me? I've always been very interested and obsessed with vampires, basically, but I never really understood why until I got older. There's that sense of being an outcast and not being the same as everyone else and kind of having to hide that.
Now, I realise it's a little bit sensitive, but can I ask you, are you sexually active yet?
No. And, well, the reason I don't really want to be active is because I'm not really that happy with the way I am at the moment.
That's perfectly normal, and that may be one reason why you want to start thinking about surgical options at some stage. Yeah. If you want to do it, there's no need to do it. You can continue on exactly as you are for as long as you want. When the time comes, if you choose to have more major surgery, we're going to have a very careful look.
I heard it was possible to get surgery in New Zealand a few years ago.
We had a team of people in a gender dysphoria clinic in Christchurch, and we set this up in 1992 when we saw that there was a necessity for this. And we had a team of social workers, psychologists, psychiatrists, endocrinologists, genitourinary surgeons, colorectal surgeons, and myself as the plastic and reconstructive surgeon.
It seems you need a lot of people to get the operation right, but where are we going to find that expertise again?
At the moment, within New Zealand, there is the expertise to carry out all of what is colloquially termed the top surgery, so chest surgery, facial surgery. What we lack with the retirement of Peter Walker is somebody with the skill and experience to perform genital gender reassignment surgery. When Peter announced that he was going to retire, he himself, at a personal level, tried to actively find a replacement for himself in the country. and we weren't able to identify anybody who had either the expertise or the interest in taking that on. And so we identified that really the only way to do that was to identify a surgeon in training who was willing to take that on.
My dad's iwi is Ngāti Kahungunu, and we're going to the marae to see how they will feel about their te Awarangi living as a female. The kaumātua at the marae wants to show me where I've come from, my whakapapa, before the whānau all sit down and have a kōrero.
Well, now our back wall as all our whānau who's passed on, awa.
My nan and papa live in the area, and he found it really difficult to accept that he had a trans granddaughter.
You're lucky to have a nice whānau here. We support one another, you know. We have our differences, nothing wrong with that, it clears the air. We laugh, we cry with one another. Can we hear from yourself, Awa, about your life and getting to this stage?
All my life I've known, ever since conscious thoughts, I've known that I just wasn't completely myself. I mean, if I could be normal, I might, because it would just be easier. But it's just something that I can't actually help. It's something I can't change, and yeah.
You're very brave doing this. Very, very brave. And one of the prettiest people on this marae, I might add. Goodness gracious, you want to see some of our women. Oh, very beautiful. So it's going to be a neat journey. With that word they use, come out of the closet. We need more to come out.
Yeah.
You've got a lot hiding around here in every marae. And my son's really gay in that way, but then we love him. I can't not love him. He's as gay as a fruitcake, and that's all right. He's a good person. He's a good person. My son's a good person.
Some of my family have stories that I've never heard before.
Tēnā koe, Awa. I've been a widow for 20-odd years, but I am been living, I have a partner, and I've been living with her for almost 20 years now. I have a lot of gay friends that have sort of come out of the closet when late in life, and it was a struggle for them. You're 17 and you can face the world, because a lot of them couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you to make that journey here to us. No matter what we do with our children, we love them more. We have to love them no matter what.
Kia ora, Auntie.
I can only support you. You're actually going through this full transition, so when you become fully, you may come back to this place.
I will.
And we all want to take this journey with you. You won't be on your own.
Yeah.
Because this is a lovely whānau.
Exactly.
Thank you, whānau. Thank you for the support. To my son, I can see him looking at me, wanting me to say something.
He's smiling.
To my moko, have a safe journey in your future. I know you're going to make us proud. I've got to be honest, it's taken me years to accept this. But when we came down to Wellington to see you acting in that play, my heart went out to you. I realised I was just being stubborn and stupid. That's all I can say. I'm sorry. But thank you, whānau, for everything.
A lot of tears of love.
Thank you.
Ka pai roa.
Love you so much, Papa.
Ka pai roa.
It's just so heart-wrenching to know that he really wanted to understand, but just he couldn't quite get there straight away. And it was really touching that he revealed his true feelings. All I can really say is how honoured I felt to actually hear how much these people, how much my family actually loves me, regardless of what gender I want to be. They wouldn't care if I wanted to be a frickin' banana, they would still love me. Frickin' banana.
I honestly believe that if our sexuality and our gender is part of our wairua, it's part of who we are, then it is absolutely the whānau's responsibility to uphold that and to ensure that their child, their niece, their nephew, their sister, their brother is looked after and protected and helped along that journey and to go along that journey with them.
I know there are more people out there like me and it's becoming more mainstream and it seems to be more acceptable with the Caitlyn Jenner and Transparent TV series, but it's still so impossible to get an operation in New Zealand. I want to. I think it will change everything for me. I've heard about a girl who managed to get an operation overseas.
Hello. How are you? Lovely to see you. Meet some people.
When he was called Nick, he came second in New Zealand Idol.
I'm looking for new and exciting opportunities.
But that wasn't enough. Nick needed to become Nicky. I plan to do the surgery in the future, but did you ever think about doing it in New Zealand?
Back when I was thinking about it, to jump on the waiting list, I mean, I would have been about 75 or something before I could have had the surgery. Very nice, very
Because
cool.
there is no way to get an operation in New Zealand, she had to figure out something else. So Nikki agreed to be filmed for a TV series that would pay for a surgery in Thailand.
My name is Nikki Lee Carlson. I'm 37 years old and I'm going to Thailand to have a gender reassignment surgery and breast augmentation.
Were you sure that you wanted the operation?
When men think of this surgery, or when anyone thinks of the surgery, they go, ooh, you know, like, oh. But honestly, I had longed for this body. I had wanted this body from a very young age. And I tell you, it's such a happy feeling to achieve a dream that you have dreamt for a very long time. With the surgery, you can just have that body that matches your soul.
I think I feel the same. I feel the same. I do. I've always wanted to be in the body that I was meant to be in. Yeah. And I don't think that that'll ever go away.
The situation in New Zealand, if you're transgender, get through the process and it's determined that you qualify for gender reassignment surgery, is that you go on a waiting list. Essentially, we have 76 New Zealanders waiting for a surgery that is deemed vital and that they qualify for. We have zero capacity in New Zealand to conduct those surgeries, and for the last 3 years, no New Zealander has been sent overseas to receive the surgery.
So that's my choice, go overseas and pay for it myself, or go on a TV show and show the whole world. But I want to have it here with my family to support me and aftercare if anything goes wrong. But will that ever happen? My mum was the first person I told about how I felt, that I felt so out of place and I was scared she wasn't gonna accept what I had to say, but she did, and that's what helped me get through this, and she's helped get my dad on board, my brothers on board. With that support from everyone, I feel like I can get through, you know, whatever life throws at me. Any guy reminds me more of myself.
Yeah, where's that, honey?
Because he's quite ambitious.
Ambitious?
Bullshit. Excuse me. Can finally be who I want to be, but not fully, because I don't know how that will happen. Will New Zealand change? Will we actually be able to get operations here. I can officially become female on my passport by filling in a few forms.
Where are you off to?
Aussie.
Oh, awesome. We'll just take another one just to make sure.
I've got to get my parents to sign and my doctor to sign and witnessed by a JP. But after that, there we go, officially female. But it's not enough. It's a big step, but there's still more I want to do. Is there any chance of me getting surgery? What can we do to, advance the issue?
So we need two kind of processes. One is to train somebody up so that they can come home and perform those surgeries in New Zealand. And then in the meantime, we should be identifying a clinic overseas where these people can be sent to have their surgery. All I see is more and more people being added to a waiting list that at the moment there's no hope for being able to meet that. No movement. For a young person like you, it means you're going to go on a very long waiting list that's going to take us over 30 years to meet the needs of New Zealanders who are already on there. And that's way too long. People can't wait for 30 years to have surgeries. What's happening to those people in the interim? What's their mental health like? How are they coping? I really do think that's the biggest challenge for us as a country. Is it acceptable that young New Zealanders become depressed, self-harm, and then some of them commit suicide because we're not treating them medically?
When I spoke to Louisa Wall, she said that I could be an advocate for, transgender people.
As a mum, I think my big concerns with that is that you are so young. If you put yourself out there as a poster child, it's a pretty big mantle to carry.
I think, no matter what you're fighting for, there's always going to be someone that opposes it, so...
If nobody fights anything, nothing changes.
Yeah.
The waiting list is 35 years. It's a long time, isn't it? People that are in the same position as you and they have no money, they basically have to live their whole life trapped in the wrong body, the body that they don't feel is they're meant to be in. So whatever you decide will be behind you.
I have so much. I'm a director. Cut. My family is amazing. I love school. My friends are so supportive. But there's one thing I need to finish my journey, and that one thing can't be done in New Zealand. I want to be accepted. I want to be a person, and I want to live, not survive and struggle. I want to be a woman inside and out.